Hi, I'm Kimberly Adams from Bridge Network, and this is 26 Questions with Kimberly.
Guys, there's so much that you can do at MEXC.com. By registering through the QR code or the link down below, you will reinvent the crypto space for yourself. And not only that, you will also get 20% off your trading fee. So go ahead and sign up today. Also, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome to the interview. Very excited to have you today. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So, Bridge Network, our community is very eager to learn more about your project, and they have their questions piled up ready for you to be answered. So, whenever you're ready, I could just go ahead and read them one by one.
Let's dive in.
Starting off with question number one. Could you share some info of what Bridge Network is all about and what you've developed so far? What inspired Bridge's creation?
Yeah, certainly. So Bridge Network is essentially a super app for the cross-chain world. So if you think about all of the cross-chain transactions you might need to do, moving your NFTs cross-chain, moving a token cross-chain, swapping cross-chain, farming cross-chain, we are bringing that whole process into one seamless experience and providing the user with all the tools that they would need. So they have their regular token bridge, their NFT bridge, and so forth. One unique thing that we have also created is that we allow any token issuer to go multi-chain in under 2 minutes. So if you already issued a token on Ethereum, but your community would like to enable it on Avalanche, Phantom, Solana, you can simply come to Bridge Network and import the smart contract address of that token, and it gets added to the main token bridge, which really makes the system a scalable bridge and infrastructure.
Very nice. Yeah, and you have a really cool, slick design of the website, and I love it. And as we go further into the conversation, we'll explore more of the features that you guys have here. Question number two, what is the purpose of Bridgecoin? What are Bridge aims?
So the purpose of the BRDG token, the Bridge token, is really to secure the network. Our validator set is a decentralized network of validators that the protocol runs on top of. And in order to incentivize good participation, each validator is required to stake a certain amount. If there's a malicious activity, it gets slashed and is used for insurance purposes to reimburse any funds lost during that process. Further to that, it's used for cross-chain liquidity as well as fees. So when a token issuer or project is coming to add their token to the main token bridge, they are required to pay that one-time fee with the BRDG token, which is used to pay the node validators. So it's more a fee and security token, but further to that, there's still the governance aspect of it, which the token will play a huge role in.
Makes sense. Question number three, a hardworking spirit team is very important in project success. How big of a team do you have, and are they well experienced?
Yeah, absolutely. We're around 12 to 13 persons right now. We're pretty much all crypto natives. I personally worked in crypto for the past 7 years. Never really had a job outside of crypto. So been here for a while, saw all parts of the market, been on the build inside, been on the market inside. Our team is, we're distributed all around the world, but we're primarily based in Barbados. And we've been very fortunate to have an incredible team that work like 16 hours a day, and our team is pretty solid.
Yes, that's very solid. Great. Okay, question number four. What do you think about the crypto market at the moment, and how confident are you in your project?
Yeah, I think the crypto market is definitely, I guess, from a trading perspective, sideways. But at the same time, this is the perfect time for infrastructure projects to be built in. And I like to think about Bridge Network very similar to DEXs and SEXs, in the sense that it doesn't matter what part of the market we're in, whether we're in a bear market or a bull market, you still need these sort of infrastructure tools. So regardless of what market we're in, a project like Bridge Network will continue to thrive because it is an infrastructure project.
Right, exactly. Right. It's a lot of the times people just focus on the movement on the token, whether it goes up or down, but the infrastructure is there for the long haul. It's something that will be used, and regardless, whether the price goes up or down, it will be useful. So I totally agree with you on that one. Okay, question number 5. How does Bridge Network work? Is Bridge centralized or a smart contract based?
So we are a decentralized protocol. So it is smart contract based. At the core of the protocol, we're made up of oracles and validators, which are used to send messages between the different blockchains. So what happens is that we have a set of smart contracts, and we have these oracles that are constantly looking for events that are happening on these respective chains. So an oracle might hear an event that says, oh, wants to send 1 Ethereum to this smart contract, so execute this function on this other smart contract. So really at the core of our infrastructure, it's oracles and validators. In the bridging world, we call them relayers that are constantly sending messages between. In terms of bridging, the very popular mechanism is the lock, mint, burn mechanism that we also use, whereby funds are sent to a smart contract, they get locked on that smart contract, and then on the chain that you're trying to send it to, the respective amount is minted. Going back, that amount is burnt and the original collateral gets released. When you talk about cross-chain swapping or cross-chain trading, what happens in the background is that 2 transactions are happening in parallel. So let's say you wanted to swap from ETH to BNB on the Ethereum chain to the Binance Smart Chain. That ETH gets traded for BRG tokens, and on the other side, BRG tokens then get traded for the BNB. So it's 2 parallel transactions that's happening, and that's why the BRG token is also used as an intermediary settlement token.
That makes sense. Okay, great. Question number 6. Crucial to the bridging process itself is the Bridge token. What are the tokenomics of Bridge, and what purpose utility does it serve in the ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. So as mentioned before, without the Bridge token, we wouldn't be able to secure the network. So the primary function is security. And on top of that, building out the fee structure for other projects to come and integrate themselves into the Bridge. We like to think about scale in the multi-chain world, and the easiest way to scale the multi-chain world is to automate the process. The same way Uniswap allowed any token to come and create a market, we're allowing any token to come and go multi-chain. And so without the token, they aren't able to do that. So that's a primary function. On top of that, I just mentioned the settlement as well as liquidity incentives. And then you have the regular stuff such as voting. We do have a burn-in mechanism in place to control the supply and demand of the BRG token. So 50% of the tokens that are used to pay for a token to be added to the token bridge gets burned, sometimes once a month or once a quarter, depending on how much that amount is.
Right. And yes, for everyone who's watching, if you want to get a breakdown of the tokenomics, you can simply go to the website bridgenetwork.com and click here, read the light paper. That's how we got this visual right here. Moving on with the rest of the questions. What are the advantages of your project like other similar projects in the field? Meaning how you stand out, basically.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of bridges come up the past cycle. I think, how we really compare is the user experience. Right now, for a person to move a token, they have to use one platform. To move an NFT, a totally different platform. To do a cross-chain swap, another platform. And so the whole experience is pretty much broken. So what Bridge Network is doing is that we're bringing it into one seamless experience. I'll talk a little bit further down the road about our roadmap. Eventually, we want to scale to a point where the bridging process is essentially invisible, and it's all about the end user. Because imagine if you were doing a trade, right? And you were on Uniswap, and every time you wanted to execute that trade, you had to do that middle thing of bridging. It's an obstacle, and it prevents leveraging the opportunities that exist in the cross-chain world. So Bridge Network is really saying, hey, let us revamp the entire user experience and provide you with the most frictionless and seamless one there is.
Okay, yeah, I like that one. Is BRG token deflationary or inflationary? How will you burn BRG, manual or automatic?
So we are deflationary, as mentioned above, with the burn-in mechanism, and the burn-in is manual. It's all done manual.
Can you explain more about these 6 main tools, and why do these 6 tools have unique names? What benefits will user get from the 6 main Bridge Network tools?
Yeah, so the 6 main tools, you have the regular token bridge. So that just allows you to move a native asset from one blockchain to the next. On top of that, you have the NFT bridge, allows you to move a fungible token from one blockchain to the next. Then there's the multi-chain explorer. So if you think about your NFTs, imagine moving your NFTs, but then there's no way to verify that it was your original NFT locked on that chain. So this is where the multi-chain transaction explorer comes into play. There is the cross-chain trade-in that allows you to swap any asset to another asset, and that can be done on any of the blockchain that's supported. How that's done is that the liquidity is aggregated and then bridged across using our infrastructure. And there is the yield aggregator, which allows users to farm cross-chain without having to constantly switch network to farm this same asset. The last one is the Rockefeller. The persons can essentially integrate their tokens into the main bridge. We like to refer to this as a multi-chain token issuer portal, because now any token can go multi-chain. The reason why we named it these names was, we were just kind of playing around with it and we thought they were fun. And, a lot of these guys, they really changed the way assets were moved. So we thought it would be fitting, and the community really likes them. They're very memeable. Yeah,
that's true. They're memorable, and it gives a personal, unique touch to the project, not just some, random name. They have, and plus a lot of them, actually all of them are famous. So that's really a nice choice, I must say. Okay, great. Question number 10. What is the Bridge Toolkit, specifically the Picasso NFT Bridge? What advantages does it bring to users? Well, you touched upon that already. Perhaps you have something more to expand on that.
Yeah, for sure. I think NFT bridging is one of the cooler things because, back in 2021, we've seen all these amazing NFT projects came up and then they went extremely high in value, but they were domiciled on the Ethereum blockchain. And now we're moving a step further in the NFT innovation side of things, where you can lend out your NFTs or earn yield on them or whatever the case is. But those protocols aren't necessarily being built on Ethereum. They're being built on the Solanas, on the Phantom, on the Avalanche blockchain, right? And now you have this asset that's probably worth millions of dollars that you want to turn it into a productive asset, but you can't do so because it's stuck on that network. The NFT bridge will essentially remove your barrier and allow you to make that asset as productive as you want, because you're not limited by your chain anymore.
Right. The initial goal of crypto has been, I must say, highly blurred, meaning with cheap transactions. The NFT world came into existence, with the full on-scale minting and the NFT hype, and Ethereum got ridiculous with their fees, unfortunately. Well, it's just, it's not as, I must say, it's not their fault. It's something that evolved naturally. The price went up and accordingly the network adapted. But it's a shame that you now have to come up with all these ways, right, to make that work, to make all that integrated and return to the original vision of cheap transaction costs and scalability and usability. So I think it's a natural process, and it's great that you guys are tackling that problem, so that the industry keeps evolving and sticking to its original goals.
Exactly. One thing I'd like to touch on is with the Rockefeller, it's a simple tool, but it, in my opinion, I think it solved this question of the builder's dilemma, which is when someone is building a protocol, naturally they think about, do I want to build on the fastest chain, the most decentralized chain, the one that has the most users? And now with something like that, you're not limited to that chain. You can continue to build on Ethereum, but now have your assets lay on Avalanche or Solana or whatever the case is. Being able to scale the multi-chain world quickly, I think is the big play here.
Great. So moving on with the rest of the questions. Question number 11. What other tools has Bridge made, and what do they each bring to the protocol as a whole? Well, again, you touched upon the tools in general. Perhaps you have something more to add.
Yeah, I think one that's in pretty high demand is probably the Carnegie, which is a cross-chain trading tool, because once again, no one likes the bridging process. And so we'd much rather skip that step and move straight to trading one asset to the next. I think that's one that I'm really excited for. We've already started development on that. and we will roll that out later in the year. And then there's a yield aggregator. That one is also pretty unique in itself, because now instead of having to manage all of these different protocols on these different chains, you can now bring it into one simple platform. So yeah.
Okay, great. Can you explain more about token bridging? How does it work?
Yeah, so the token bridging works in a very simple fashion whereby, let's say you want to send one Ethereum from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain. How that would work is that the network would listen to that event of you using the platform, and in the back end, that one Ethereum would get sent to a smart contract that locks the Ethereum on the Ethereum blockchain. Then the protocol sends a message to the validators and say, well, here, we can validate that this Ethereum is in fact locked. So let's mint a respective amount of Ethereum on the destination chain. So that's a simple mechanism of how that works. And that's for making them wrapped assets. There's the other component of native assets, right? For example, USDC. You don't really want to have a wrapped version of that asset on the destination chain, because now you have to go trade it for something else. How moving native assets work is that on the native chain, that asset gets locked, but instead of minting a wrapped version of that asset on the destination chain, there's a smart contract with a pool of native assets that are used, and it's unlocked on that chain. So it's either lock, mint, burn, or lock on unlocking mechanism that we use. Yeah, so the network currently supports about 10 EVM chains. On the site, you'll see 6 that's live, and we'll soon be pushing the rest. The other 4 are Celo, Meter, Arbitrum, in addition to what you see there, Binance Smart Chain, KuCoin Chain, Polygon, Phantom, Avalanche, and the Ethereum network.
Thank you for sharing that one. Moving on with the rest of the questions. So we already covered this question. I'm just going to read it out for the viewers so you know that you guys have won one of the rewards. Okay, so question number 13, which Kimberly just covered, was which chains are users able to bridge through and what kind of tokens can they bridge? Is it a quick process? Okay, now moving on with the rest of the questions. Question number 14, how do you plan on integrating every single chain? It must be a very hard job to do so, but at the end would definitely make your project unique and worth appreciating.
It is a manual integration process whereby our development is primarily focused on integrating every chain, but eventually we will scale to a permissionless system whereby any chain can come and add their network right there on the protocol. As you would imagine, this is a huge undertaking for us, and there's a lot of security elements, but we have began working on a permissionless scaling system for this.
Cool, very cool. I guess the next one is very simple. What are the networks of chains that you plan to work in the future that will be added to the platform?
All of them. Our goal is to see as many chains as possible. In the short term, we will be supporting the chains where we see there's higher demand for. We've already started working with some chains, given us grants as well to integrate them, but the end goal is all the chains.
Very well. How can we earn these BRDG tokens other than buying it? How will it help the community to provide voting power for new changes to enhance the development of Bridge Network?
So another way to earn BRDG token is through our liquidity mining program that we will activate once our pools go live. And this is to incentivize liquidity on the protocol. In terms of voting power, we will be doing a testing of a governance model to find what is the most optimal way, because we do a lot of exploring and a lot of research on the DAO side of things. There could be a case where one person holds too much of BRDG token and they have way too much voting power, and we don't think that's fair to the community. So in terms of the governance model, we'll be doing a lot of testing to see whatever is fair.
Very well. Question number 17. I want to support your project. Tell us more about the ambassador program and in what ways can we participate?
We haven't launched our ambassador program as yet, but our community has been extremely supportive to the point that everyone is more or less informal ambassadors. They reach out to me directly or any one of our community managers, and they always ask how they can support. If you would like to support, you can simply jump in our Discord. We have a contribute channel that you can can check out and, just message me on Telegram. I try to be as responsive as possible. We welcome as much support as we can get.
Yes, and of course, we will put the links down in the description box. So for everyone who's interested, you guys can go ahead and check it out and stay up to date with the recent events and releases of the Bridge Network. Question number 18, is this project only for elite investors? How about others with small funds? Is it open to everyone?
So we did a private round where we raised from strategic investors, but we will be doing a public sale where it's open to everyone.
Very well. Question number 19, when will your tokens be listed on MEXC, and which other exchanges do you plan to list on in the future?
So our token will be listed on MEXC almost right after it goes live on the market. I can't disclose too much on the exchanges that we've already started the conversations with, but we definitely have plans to scale to other great exchanges.
Nice. And the last question for today, Kimberly, from the community to you is, what does the future hold for Bridge Network? Do you have a roadmap you can share with us? Or do you have any updates you'd like to give now?
Yeah, I think one of the most exciting thing is building another layer on top of Bridge Network. We haven't spoke about much, but for, within the next year, we want to revolutionize what bridging in the crypto space mean. We want to make this process invisible and completely seamless to the end user. So I say for, the future of Bridge Network really, it's really lies on developing seamless applications. And I like to say the best way to do so is to speak to Web2 users, because right now we can target persons who are already in the DeFi space, who are already bridging. But what about the persons who are new to crypto and they just want to, they want to stake their money in a protocol to, earn interest, but that protocol exists on another chain and they've already deposited their money on one chain. So we want to make that process very seamless. And so I say the future of Bridge Network is really revolutionizing the multi-chain experience so that it's extremely, extremely simple. And as you can see here, we have a very aggressive roadmap. So yeah, lots of work.
Fantastic. Looking forward to that. All right, Kimberly, that wraps it up for the 20 questions from the community to you. Now it is your turn to ask your 6 questions back to the community so they can earn additional rewards.
Sounds good. Cool. So how many tools does Bridge Network have? How many chains does Bridge Network support? True or false? Bridge Network only enables the transfer of fungible tokens. What is the name given to the custom token bridge tool? What wallets can you use on Bridge Network? What is the name of the tool used to farm cross-chain?
Okay, very well. Yes, guys, if you would like to earn additional rewards, do your research and comment down below. We will select the lucky winners based on the correct answers. That wraps it up for today, Kimberly. Thank you so much for providing all of this great insight of your project. I wish you all the success with your roadmap going forward. And yeah, perhaps we can do this once again sometime in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for having me.
All righty. You have a good one.
Take care.